Yo, what's going on? Today, I'll be doing something a little different. Making a tier list for y'all, bro. You see all these heroes in this game, and I think some of these people be capping on the power level of some of these heroes, bro. So today I'm gonna go on my phone and make me a fucking tier list and tell y'all how it really is and how shit really is right now. Because I think personally that the game is a little more balanced than people is trying to put off and on. I just think that there's one style of play, and that's dive. I think that's the only style of play that's not like viable right now. So let's dive right into it. You see what I did there?
And so, starting off with the tanks. First off, we got Angela. Now, Angela, she just got a small little nerf, 50, minus 50 health to her shield, but didn't do much for her gameplay. Of course, her gameplay play loop, and I think last season she was still pretty strong. This is, in my opinion, the most annoying character in the game. I hate dealing with this hero, but I think she's a strong A tier. I don't think that's arguable. Next is Cat, my personal favorite tank in the game. He just got a mini buff. They lowered the cooldown on his shield throw, but I don't think he's better than Angel. I think they're around the same tier because his art is better, but her base kit is one of the best in the game. So I'm gonna put her right here, or him. Sorry. Next we got Tank Pool. I've been playing a lot of this guy. I currently have 100% win rate on him, but I also have 100% win rate on Cat. So, but I say he is a solid A tier as well, honestly. I don't think there's many weak tanks in the game, but we will get to them. Strange, he's been pretty weak for a while, but they recently just did a small buff to his cloak, which allows him to be a little bit more mobile. Um, I don't think he's too strong right now, but he is. He does still have one of the best cooldowns in the game, and his shield is really strong. So I'm gonna put him a solid B tier. He's probably gonna be top of B tier. Emma Frost, she just got a buff to her primary, which charges her passive faster, which is just I've been dominating with her as well. She just does so much damage to the front line now. She's really good with the triple tank, which I've been seeing a lot with Deadpool. I think she's S tier. Next is Groot. I think Groot is the best tank in the game right now. Um, with his Ironwood wall now making him unbreakable. And yeah, bro, he just does so much damage. He farms off, and yeah, I think he's the best tank. Next is Hulk. I think he's the worst tank. He's probably my second or maybe third best. I mean, not best favorite tank to play, but he's just not in the best spot. They believe just recently buffed his alt. He's now immune to knockback in his alt, but I don't think that was gonna change much. Still pretty much walking alt charge. D tier. Next is Magneto. Um, Mag is still really strong with the Gambit team up, but you don't see much Gambit right now because he's pretty much permaban and ranked. But still really strong, obviously. But now that we have Deadpool, I honestly don't think Mag is that great because he bursts down tanks so fast and he pretty much forces out your bubble whenever he wants to. So I think he is going to be top of B tier. It shows in his win rate. His win rate wasn't that high last season. I think it's going to be even lower now that Deadpool's in the game. Penny, I'm going to put Penny right here in front of Strange. She has some of the best cancelization. Like she can cancel every all in the game on like a 2 second cooldown. She can also block a lot of ults on a 2 second cooldown. and in certain ranks, she's damn near unbeatable. So she has to be that's a solid B tier. And I put her above Strange because I mean technically Strange can never ult if you're good at pitting. Rogue, I think Rogue is up here as well. She does kind of counter cap because of that 30% ult charge boost that cap gives. Rogue just can completely counter that technically. So really strong, does a lot of damage. Surprisingly survivable for what her kit is. Probably because of her hitbox being so small. And yeah, just it needs skill expression, really. That's my favorite part about her, personally. Thing, I think he's C tier. I think he's a little bit better than Hawk. They're really great together, of course, especially in three tank comps. But yeah, just he's strong in certain situations, of course. But for the most part, he's just alt better for the poke meta that we in right now. Then Thor, I think Thor is slowly becoming the best tank in the game. And I don't think that's how I take it all. He's been only buffed pretty much for the last couple seasons. And I think he's up here with the rest of these guys. And the only reason why he's not here is because he doesn't have any type of protection for his team, which you want from a tank. So I think he's better than Deadpool. Don't think he's better than Cap quite yet. In the right hands, of course. And then Venom, I think Venom is really weak right now. Of course, people like Snake Case make him look broken. And Dive in general just isn't that great right now with how good supports are. So yeah, I put him right near Thing. Well, I think he's better than Thing for sure. But not by much, really. And that's going to be it for tanks. I'm going to go right into the supports. So for supports, there's pretty much not going to be anybody in the C or D tier. I think that's pretty obvious. Starting with Adam, I think Adam is really strong. Honestly, I think the only reason he's not picked that much is simply because um, he's an aim heavy supporter, and I don't know how to say this any nicer, but there's not many supports that know how to aim that good, or at least good enough to for it to make sense for them to be playing this character. Bro. Like people say, oh, he doesn't have a support ult, but realistically, he has a soul bind on a 40-second cooldown, which is around how long it probably takes most supports to farm their ults. So I personally think that Adam is fine. He just has to be used right, literally. And of course, again, you have to be an aim on him because he's very diveable, but realistically, you can just kill whoever dives you before they can kill you if you're good enough at the character. So I can't put him on my Lord and B tier because of the potential with the character, but I nobody's actually gonna pull that potential out because there's just better options. Like Cloak and Dagger, who recently just got buffed for whatever reason. I think Cloak was in a perfect state before season 6, and now it's kind of broken. I've been seeing people get like 80K heals consistently with the zero. Like it's so easy to just get value by just picking this character, literally. And people, you say, oh, you can just go mad or spaghetti or wolf or something and kill her on her own, but like it's not even that easy just because she has her fade. And that's one of those skill special things where if you know how to use your fade literally only when you're gonna die, then you can technically never die. You feel me? So Cloak and Dagger, I think she's A tier for sure. Heal pool, I think is S tier, just simply because of how fast he can get his ult and how long his ult lasts. You can get a 20-second ult with this character out of spawn, and that's kind of busted if you ask me. There's literally a tech on the holiday job in the map. I think that's what it's called. Um, Maybe it's not that. I don't think it's that map actually. But one of the Black Panther maps, the really big Jeff map, you can literally be you're all out of like in spawn with this character. And that's broken. Gambit, of course, S tier. Not even a fucking question. And I don't need to explain it. I think he's probably still the best character in the genre by far. Evans, I think the next to Evans actually hit her pretty hard. She doesn't hit herself as fast with the shield. Of course, that's not what the shield was really used for, but a lot of really bad instances will just use it for that. They just put the shield in front of them and they basically be invincible until you break the shield. But now they can't really do that because people like Moon Knight exist. But yeah, she's still really strong, of course. Probably still the best support who's been given it. Deadpool has the highest potential just because of again how fast you can get your ult. But Ember is the easiest to get value out of right now. Again, it's bad, which he is gonna be. Jeff. Jeff is the go or die, but Jeff is not prevalent right now. I put him over Adam because he quote unquote has a healing ult, which in my opinion I think so bomb is better than fucking Jeff's healing ult, but whatever. Um, but yeah, infinite range. You chill with the bubbles. Three boots on a 3 second cooldown. Pretty good. Loki, in my opinion, um, how do I put it? Loki is the easiest hero in the game to carry on if the other team allows it, of course. Like, if they're not just constantly shooting their clones, you can carry them so easily with this character. Like, it's so invaluable when nobody shoots your clones. You can literally sit AFK and shoot at the enemies and hit your team at the same time. With Gambit, he is guaranteed the best support. Like when Gambit's not there, you play Loki. Loki's the best character in the game because he gets his own faster than Gambit and he just become Gambit. And you know what I'm saying? Pop Gambit on for Gambit and he gets his all D charge Gambit's on. So he gets his all faster. Then Gambit ults and it's just like, yeah, Loki is definitely the best support when Gambit's in the game. But when Gambit's not in the game, he's still really strong. And I wouldn't play him like Deadpool or anything. I honestly wouldn't even play him with Invis, but Loki Luna is still really strong when Gambit's bad. If you have a good Luna, of course. Luna, I think she's right here. Luna's not that great. Um, Her self heal was really strong. I love they add that. The only reason why I love that they added that was because Invis was already a better pick against Dive than Luna. But then they made it where now she can shield herself, which now makes her the guaranteed best option against Dive, besides like Gambit. Um, and it's kind of left Luna in the dust. And in my opinion, Luna was really bad until they just made her able to um, snowflake herself. So yeah, I don't think she's that great though. Like she's a his game handler, of course, but Deadpool is a better option for that, just because they. I don't think people even remember this, but they nerfed Luna's old charge, and Deadpool gets his old faster than anybody in the game. So yes, I am putting Cloak and Dagger higher than Luna. Ask your mom why. Mantis, I think, is really fucking strong. Like, we've been seeing her a lot in that the Kingsman tournament. Paired with like Moon Knight, Venom, even like Ultron, even Loki. Like there's a lot of combos you can do with Mantis and just enable to fuck out your team on basically no cooldown. And yeah, Mantis is really strong. And she's able to be used in two support comps at this point. How many buffs she's had? Her ult's really strong. It's like almost like a Luna ult, really at this point. Then we got Rocket. I think Rocket's right up here too. Pretty much does what Mantis does. People don't really use the gun that much, but the gun is really good. Like if you have like a Venom or a Thing or something like that, his gun does so much damage to these characters. I don't know if it does percentage damage, but it feels like it. But yeah, you can just melt tanks with this gun, especially when you ult. But yeah, lost his team up with him, but still has the team up with Star Lord, who's really strong. And then last but certainly not least, Ultron, I think, is right here behind Mantis. They're great together. They both damage boost each other and enable each other while keeping each other alive and healing over time. And yeah, just the passive healing potential now of Ultron with two drones. On top of now him damage boosting and speed boosting his team. He has so much utility while just literally pressing two buttons. And which means that you can just sit there in the sky and shoot at supports, the enemy supports, while just your whole team just does whatever the fuck they want to do because they can't die. So yeah, I wasn't lying when nobody was gonna be seeing D tier support. So let's go on to the DPS. So far, DPS zero starting off with Black Panther. Um, he just got buffed. His spears do five more damage, but it actually feels genuinely a lot better. Like I've been playing Panther either. It feels a bit better, but he was so bad just last season because of how bad is, just because of how some good supports are. But it doesn't do much for him. I think he's C tier. Widow, D tier. Shout out Zaza. Blade. I'm gonna go kind of fast with the DPS because there's a lot. Blade, I think, is a little bit better with the anti-halo, so I think people were over exaggerating, talking about it's a nerf by taking it off the gun. I think having it on still makes so much more sense because it allows you to consistently do it. Because with the dash, you could miss the dash ultimately, and so it just felt inconsistent. With it being on the sword, it just feels so much more consistent. So I think he's B tier. His ult still really bad, but his base kit feels so much better now with all the buffs he's gotten. I just really wish they would do something with his ult. I don't know what it is they should do with it. They actually did do something to his ult, but it still doesn't feel that great. Like I still feel like I should be able to kill through like engage ult with his ult because his anti is bad. I personally feel like that would be broken, but maybe. But also, like, if you combo like Moon Knight and Blade in his ult, you probably would kill them. So maybe not on his own, but sure. Daredevil, because I'm not good with this character, I don't feel like he's that great. But he still is a server admin for sure. But I think he's A tier. I don't think he's in the same team as a Hela or a Hawkeye. DPS pool, I think this is the worst version of Deadpool. And I think that Blade counters him really hard. So I'm putting my hand next to Blade. He's not that weak at all. The Infinite Dash is really strong. Um, but there's just better options right now, just simply because it, like Poke is really strong, right? But the gun version, if you just want to sit there and shoot guns in Deadpool, you just go tank pool. Because tank pool's guns are better. But DPS pool is better as a melee character. But there's better options as melee characters, you know? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like Blade is literally just better. Hawkeye is S tier. I don't even think that's the argument. I don't know what anybody else is going to put Hawkeye this season, but I think Hawkeye has been broken for a long time. And then they buffed him. And then people still didn't realize he was S tier until like this season. I think people finally are like, yeah, we got to start building this guy. And the only counterpart to him right now, in my opinion, is Hela. I think Hela's better just because she is a little bit more undivable with her stun being better and her bird. They buffed the fuck out of that bird, and now she genuinely feels unkillable. Like I feel unkillable when I play Hela, bro. Her ult, on the other hand, in certain elos, you don't get much value because people just look up and shoot you. But that also is value if people are looking up. They're not paying attention to your team more than likely. So yeah, I think Hela is the best DPS. Torch, um, strong, hard to play. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, I'm not even gonna speak too much on Torch because I don't want people to play him again. But I'm gonna just put him there, and that's all I'm gonna say. Iron Fist. Um, I genuinely think this is the best melee character in the game, but I'm gonna just give it to Daredevil because um, I'm gonna give it to Daredevil because of his deflect. His deflect is really strong. The Iron Fist also has his block, but the deflect is a bit stronger because it does damage. So like if a Punisher shooting at you or something, there's been a few times where a fucking Daredevil like deflects my alt at me or some dumb shit. And being able to do that is a lot stronger than just blocking damage. So in my opinion. Iron Man D tier. Um, I like playing him. I got him lowered, but he's not good, bro. Magic. Magic. I think she's a bit better than Blade. In the right hands, this is literally the best character in the game. Of course, we've seen what Kingsman just did. Shout out my boy, but Dive just isn't great, bro. Healing is literally just so much better than any Dive character in the game, including Daredevil. Fantastic. I think he's a bit stronger. Um, as a character, this is also one of the best melee characters because he has range, but he just doesn't have much kill potential on his own. Like in a 1v1, Fantastic is one of the best melee characters in the game. But you're not in a 1v1 situation, so I think this character goes like here, maybe. C tier isn't that bad, guys. Like most people's tier lists have an S plus tier, so just think of C tier as like B tier in their list. Kinda. Moon Knight, um, I want to put him in S tier. I'm gonna put him right here. Um, this is always gonna be the first character in the game who's all besides maybe Deadpool now. Um, does so much damage. And he enables that Blade team up, which I think is really strong. And I think they're really strong together. And people haven't realized it yet, but they will soon, unless they take that team up out of the game, which I can see them doing. Namor, this is C6, and Namor is really strong, guys. Still has the team up well, though. They got nerfed a bit, but his base kit is really strong. His his squeeze only got like one more damage, I think, but it feels like so much more when actually in practice. I think he is here. Yeah, but Phoenix. I don't even think I need to explain this, bro. She's here. She counters their devil. I don't think people know that. She can stun him out of his deflect and just fucking two tap him. Not much you can do about that. A good Phoenix, the only person that can do anything about a good Phoenix is the two characters above, which is Hawkeye and Hella. So she has to go to Psylocke. I forgot about her, but she is S tier as well. Um, I'm gonna put Hawkeye above though because Hawkeye can technically like one of the only people that can consistently do something in this category at least. Do something about Psylocke because it is like a split second. It's very hard to pull off because you would have to have some charge on your bow. But there's a split second where you can technically kill Psylocke on her own. And he's one of the few characters that can do that. Like Penny can do it. He can do it. Um, like Emma or something like yeah. But in this slot, Heather can do it anyway. But I guess Phoenix could probably do it too. I mean Hawkeye. Punisher. I think he's like my comfort pick for DPS right now, but he's not that strong. He's really farmable, especially by like Moon Knight, Starlock, or anybody who has like high burst damage really quick. They can pretty much deal with Punisher pretty fast. But his turn is really strong, and he has the best art in the game, at least in this category. So I'm gonna put him right here. Wanda, D tier. Please don't play this character. Top of D tier though. Definitely better than those two characters. Spider Man, I think he's a really strong guy. I've been playing Spidey. The ping team up is not what's gonna make me put him over the top, but I think his combos are really good. And I think that the only reason why Spidey isn't like perma right now is because supports are just so strong. I'm gonna put him like right here. Squirrel Girl, she's like here. Well, she kind of counters fantastic, so that looks about right. Star Lord, I also forgot about him. I'm gonna put him right here though. I think he's better than Moon Knight. Phoenix, Phoenix is kind of mobile like him, so I'm gonna keep him there. And then Daredevil, I don't think he's better than Daredevil either. Storm is farmable as hell. Not much speed on there, but also one of the stronger odds in the game, and has that utility of speed boost and damage boost. So I think she goes like here, but also into Rogue. If you play this character into Rogue, you're kind of just throwing, just farming your own team. But also, there's a lot of characters that just have no like interactivity where like there's not much what like there's not much Squirrel Girl can do with a storm, right? Then Bucky, I think Bucky's a little overrated. He's a sitting duck, really. All he has is his shields and his abilities. If you stay out of his range, there's not much Bucky can do at range. If you just go hella Hawkeye, he's farmable as fuck. The problem is people try to play dive into Bucky. Yes, he makes you switch off a dive more than likely if he's really good, but dive, it just isn't meta right now, so you shouldn't be playing it anyway. Bucky, because of how good he is into dive, though, I'm gonna give him a solid A tier. Then Wolf, I want Wolf to be strong, because as you just saw from my tank tier list, the tanks are pretty strong right now, but he just has to be, he constantly has to be creating pressure to be good. I mean, he constantly has to be in people's faces to be good, and realistically, unless you going against a team which is all melee, you can't do that. So I'm putting him B tier. He's okay, right next to Deadpool. And that's my tier list. Thanks for watching.